Hello again, this is Phil from Encore Bambino Piano School, and welcome to this video about the circle of fifths. Just as a quick disclaimer and an intro, by no means is this an extensive conversation about the circle of fifths. I'm just going to be covering a brief overview for any beginners out there. All right, let's begin. So the circle of fifths is a visual way to show the relationship between all 12 tones of the scale, including major and minor keys and their key signatures. It's a helpful tool used to memorize scales as well. My very first recommendation would be to memorize the order of sharps and flats. The order of sharps goes as follows: F, C, G, D, A, E, B. And the order of flats is B, E, A, D, G, C, F. This is going to be very helpful if you memorize the order of sharps and flats. So the order of sharps and flats never changes. For example, if you see a piece of music with 4 sharp signs, you know the first 4 sharps are F, C, G, and D. So that tells you what sharps there are in the song. Also, if you see a piece of music with 3 flats in it, you know your first 3 flats are B, E, and A. So you're always going to have B flat, E flat, and A flat in that piece of music. All right, looking at the circle of fifths, we see 2 circles of letters. The outer circle of letters stands for the major keys, and the inner circle of letters stands for the relative minor keys. So for example, let's look at C. C major has a relative minor key of A minor. That means the same exact notes are played in C major and A minor. The same holds true going around the circle. G major, relative minor is E. D major, relative minor is B, and so on and so forth. And depending on who you speak to, there are many tips and tricks and tools and various mnemonic devices to help you use the circle of fifths. Let's talk about the sharps. So when you think about the sharps, think clockwise and go back 2 spaces. What I mean by that is, let's start at G, the outer G for G major. If we look at G and go back 2 spaces counterclockwise, skip C and land on F, G major has an F sharp in it. Let's keep going around the circle of fifths in a clockwise direction. We'll skip D, we'll skip A, we'll look at E. E. Going backwards 2 spaces from E gives us D. So there is a D sharp, but knowing the order of sharps and flats, we also know that F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp should all be included. So E major has 4 sharps, and those sharps are F, C, G, and D. That's how you figure out the sharps. You go clockwise, find your major scale, go back 2 spaces, and that's the last sharp in your scale. Alternatively, when we think of flats, we can think of that as counterclockwise and forward 1 space. So let's look at a couple of examples. Let's go counterclockwise starting from C. Let's skip F. Let's look at B flat major. We went counterclockwise to find the B flat major scale. And then going forward 1 space, that brings us to E flat. So we know there is an E flat in that scale, but knowing the order of sharps and flats, we have a B flat as well. So B flat major has 2 flats, B flat and E flat. All right, let's start over again and do another scale. In the counterclockwise direction, let's look at A flat major. So we find A flat major and go forward 1 space, or counterclockwise 1 space to D flat. In the A flat major scale, we have 4 flats, and those are B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. All right, here are a few more interesting tips or pieces of information about the circle of fifths. Starting at C, if we move around the outer letters clockwise, they all move up by fifths. That's how this gets the name, the circle of fifths. C to G is a fifth, G to D is a fifth, D to A is a fifth, A to E is a fifth, and so on. Moving in the counterclockwise direction, less traditional, but that moves in fourths. The cool thing about that is if you're interested or familiar with playing chord progressions, this can help you out as well. So this will give you the fifth chord and the fourth chord of your progression. If we are playing a song in C major, the letter to the right is our 5. The letter to the left is our 4. The same holds true anywhere you are in the circle of fifths. So for D major, the fifth chord in D major, or the 5 chord in D major, is A, and the 4 in the key of D major is G. Let's go in the other direction. Let's look at E flat major. In the key of E flat major, the 5 is B flat and the 4 is A flat. Thank you for stopping by and taking time to learn about the circle of fifths. Once again, my name is Phil with Encore Bambino Piano School. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. Happy to hear from you. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day.